Driven straight to the fielder. Such a funny game. They worked really hard. Those 2 wickets going to the other bowlers who bowled wayward line and length but still got the wickets.
It's the vagaries of cricket. As you said, it's a funny old game. You expect something to happen to a deserving person, and exactly the opposite happened. You get a wicket with one of the worst balls that you bowl. You try to hit it over the boundary, you get caught in the deep. And all those balls that Aslam and Yasin have bowled, so many percentage of those deserved wickets, but didn't get any.
The last delivery of his spell and of the day for Aslam. Can he get a wicket? 15 runs leaked by him. Again a defense shot. 10 overs, 15 runs, unlucky. Wicketless remains Mohammad Aslam. 69 for 2, 26 gone.
Oh, it's not connecting. I lost it again, man. It's just not connecting, yes.
Hey coach. We always connect.
अब डेटाको खर्च मज्जाले टर्छ वर्ल्डलिंक युजरहरूलाई जहाँ पनि फ्री अनलिमिटेड इन्टरनेट विथ वर्ल्डलिंक वाइफाई एक्सप्रेस.
The game sort of meandering along now with really Bahrain waiting to get the runs. At the moment, the Kuwait bowlers seem to be happy with just containing them. Both seem to be waiting for something to happen. What might happen, what should happen from the Bahraini perspective is some big shots. Still not quite there, the flourish that's needed, the attacking spirit and momentum to be gathered, still lacking from Bahraini batters.
Partnership is flourishing, but it's been a very slow 73 deliveries for 36 runs partnership for the third wicket between Junaid and Sohail. Happy with taking those singles, both the batters.
I don't really know about the depth of and the strength of the Kuwaiti batting, but Mudassir, I'm sure you have seen them in play. They've got some good batsmen when the Kuwaitis come in. So if they can restrict them to around the 120 mark, I think the Kuwaitis were really going to fancy their chances.
Definitely, and at the same time the Bahrain, they want to go beyond the 200 run mark because they know the Kuwait has some decent batters in the lineup, the likes of Parvinder, Syed Munib, the captain himself Aslam.
Tell you what, you're mentioning Bahrain going to the 200 mark. I don't even see them going to the 150 mark. I think they'll be pretty lucky to reach 150 from here, the way they're going. But, you know, funny old game, one big over, a couple of big overs might change things around. That's hit away. That is very well done. A touch short, immediately bouncing on that and cutting it back with a point to the boundary.
This is the better poor delivery and full advantage taken by the batter. Sohail managing, put in the gap. The ball races towards the fence. Much needed boundary for Bahrain on the blade of Sohail.
Need a few more of those, and in quick time too, if they're going to have a semblance of a chance here. 11th boundary in the 27th over. Just 11 boundaries so far. That's been the problem, one of the problems. Rotation of strike is another one. Boundary and then a dot ball. 27 overs done. 76 for 2.
Congestion ahead. You are on the fastest route. Rerouting. Rerouting. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual-channel ABS.
You've reached your destination.
Litmus cable quality ma number 1 huneko raj ho, advanced German technology. Litmus cable quality ma number 1.
But they need to turn things around very, very quickly. Change gears, step on the gas. Still some overs to go, to work with. Still some batting to come. So you need a different kind of change of the mindset. Shiraj. So if you compare the bowlers, I suppose, but this is Adan Idris, right arm off break, another spinner coming in. Shiraj earlier was talking about this being the most expensive of the bowlers. Maybe. Is this the weak link? Let's see how he gets on. The first couple of balls is going to indicate what the approach will be for the batters. Watchful.
He's the off-break bowler, but started with leg break action. Seen of the overs of Aslam. Now this is the time they need to switch the gear, try to raise the tempo of the runs.
He can't be bowling off spin. He's a leggy. Got the runs in the deep. So once again, another leg spinner in view. One of the leg spinners has been taken for a few runs. He was a little erratic early on. Only bowler to really give the batters the ascendancy, the domination. Let's see if he can use this one to turn away. He's swiping across the line of the turning ball. Huge risk, and immediately his partner goes across. Have a chat with him.
The wild swing. Just running out of the patience here, Sohail. Short run up, and the way he's bowling with that action, I wonder if he has bowled the off break in his entire career.
I don't think so. That was rather short. Could have put it away. He tried to, this a couple of balls back, he tried to play against the turn. It's the riskiest of shots and also across the line. Lucky he didn't get a touch. And that last one he should have put away on the offside. A similar kind of ball, this time he missed.
With the Wells Fargo Active Cash Card, you earn 2% cash back on what you want, like first date plans.
Break bowler, you get tempted. Looks like easy to play the leg break bowlers, but now he's dictating the terms here. Adnan Idris finding it a bit difficult. Sohail.
Googly coming. Can tell you that. Field has been changed behind square. No, still the orthodox leg break, and that ends a very quick over. Just a single from it after 28.77 for 2.
दादा बाहिर भाइरस छ
नडराउ मात्र पम्प रब छु गर्दियो भाइरसलाई
पम्प रब छु
हो लाइफबॉय ह्यान्ड वाशले मार्छ 99.9% भाइरसेस त्यसैले पम्प रब छु संसारकै नम्बर 1 सेलिङ जर्म प्रोटेक्सन सोप ब्रान्ड
Bahrain really getting bogged down here after 28.77 for 2 is not what would make them very happy as a unit. Down the leg side, he swung around. Goodness, I can't believe it. So many places to put it away. He finds that fielder at 30.
And the lone fielder behind the square. Played nicely. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get the gap. Junaid Aziz. This time clears the extra cover fielder. Good looking shot. Was in control. Finds the boundary. Junaid Aziz.
Shiraj has been the bowler that the batters have really fancied themselves against. You can see a continuation of that. Could have been 2 fours. The first one the batter missed out, but this is a good strike. So he's decided it is time to go, and the bowler they've picked is Shiraj. And I'm a little surprised. Come back to that in a second. Oh, he tries to back away and cut it, but doesn't make the requisite contact. Just going back to the point, there is a leg spinner at the other end who's just finished an over. And you have another leg spinner coming on at this end. This thinking I cannot understand from the captain. You'd rather have either a pace bowler coming back in or at least an offie from this end, or a left-arm orthodox.
Cricket delivery, yes and no between the batters. Rightly sent back by Junaid. It's a rare occasion where we are seeing the leg breaks bowling in tandem. So the previous delivery on the back foot, a fumble by the fielder. Rightly sent back by Junaid Aziz.
Now, what is happening here? Not really happy with himself. The batter thinks he could have done better with that last one. Have a look at this. There to be hit. Not really getting a hold of it. Once again, it is that same fielder. Possibly could have gone straight into hand. Lucky on that occasion.
Poor delivery this time, manages to put behind the square. Was in control, finding that gap, and ends the over with a boundary. Poor delivery. Struggle continues for Shiraz to get that right line and length, and he has been punished rightly by Junaid Aziz. With that boundary, over comes to an end. 29 gone, 85 for the loss of 2.
Congestion ahead. You are on the fastest route. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual channel ABS.
You've reached your destination.
I'm just amazed by the performance. It's the best I've experienced.
So reliable, so consistent, no sir?
Yeah, I was blown away by the speed. It's so fast. I mean, look at this. I'm so impressed.
इम्प्रेस नहुने त कुरै भएन फास्टेस्ट इन्टरनेट स्पिड बेस्ट सर्भिस र फ्री वाइफाई एक्सप्रेसले नेपालकै नम्बर 1 इन्टरनेट सर्भिस प्रोभाइडर बनेको छ वर्ल्डलिंक.
Oh, the team is great too.
They want to ensure that it is a regular 4 runs and over. Anything more, nearing the 200 mark, Mudassir is hoping that they're going to get to and make a game of it. That would be quite a comeback after the really slow start and the slow progress they've had so far.
Do you understand the bowlers are getting a bit of extra turn, but you as a batter, you just cannot stay on the back foot and try to manage to get those runs. You need to shuffle. You need to try to change the line of the bowler. Excellent fielding and a poor throw.
But thankfully some coverage in the deep after that wildish throw. Have a look at this. He's trying to get on the move. Half a stop here. The deflection allows the first run, and that is rather wild from the fielder. But thankfully there was someone behind to collect it. Once again, a little wide. He's trying to put it past that deep point fielder, but straight to him. Still not being able to put Idris away. It's a different sort of approach when Idris is bowling, and the previous over, they're ready to take on the bowler. With him, much more circumspect.
Nicely bowled. Slide by the fielder and couple of runs. Just going past that first. Lucky runs for Bahrain and Sohail.
We're talking about the good balls not getting wickets. They're getting the runs. You said the lucky runs inducing the edge. But there you go. That's just part and parcel of this beautiful game of cricket that we'd all love so much to be involved in. Clouts it away. But there is that deep cover. Cannot get it past him. Cannot get it to the boundary.
Batter got attempted a flighted delivery way outside the off stump. What he got? Just a single. The good deliveries, they were able to get 4 runs. And on the bad deliveries, just managed a single.
Finishes the over with a dot. That is 30 overs completed. It's 90 for 2.
दादा बाहिर भाइरस छ
नडराउ मात्र पम्प रब छु गर्दियो भाइरसलाई
पम्प रब छु
हो लाइफबोय ह्यान्ड वाशले मार्छ 99.9% भाइरसेस त्यसैले पम्प रब छु संसारकै नम्बर 1 सेलिङ जर्म प्रोटेक्सन सोप ब्रान्ड
30 overs, 90 for 2. Just 9 extras has been conceded by Kuwait bowlers. Yunus and Shahbaz been cheaply, especially Yunus unable to open his account. Shahbaz stayed for a while. And now the partnership worth of 55 runs between Junaid and Sohail, steadying ship for BAHRAIN. Expensive. Shiraz has bin replaced here by Syed Munib, and we do have a replacement in the comm box. It's Suhas Vedam to join me. Welcome back, Suhas.
Thank you, Mudassir. Again, it's been a very slow period of play. The wickets column that hasn't ticked in. That's a good sign for BAHRAIN. Very good running between the wickets. But at some stage, Sohail's got to kick into the next gear. Now with 8 wickets in hand and the wicket behaving a little better for the batters, they need to set a bigger target in mind. Because I'll tell you what, when Kuwait come out to bat, the surface is not going to change as much. Because this surface is getting sun for the first time in 48 hours. Got a bit of rain as well yesterday. Good ball from Syed Munib. Syed Munib's efficacy just goes through the roof when he tries to follow the batter, isn't it? It's also a statement sent to the opposition. He does that with a wry smile. What a character.
Always a happy character, and the smile says it all. Either Junaid or Sohail now, they need to play those big shots, try to raise the tempo here. 8 wickets in hand. Still trying to manage those singles.
And there was something on it. Up goes the finger. Umpire Rahat taking a little bit of time. And then raising the dreaded finger. Syed Munib's persistence pays off. His persistence pays off. Junaid Aziz departs for 36. And the wicket that they were waiting for Kuwait for a long time, that has come by.
Congestion ahead. You are on the fastest route. Rerouting. Rerouting. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual channel ABS.
You've reached your destination.
I'm just amazed by the performance. It's the best I've experienced.
So reliable, so consistent, no sir?
Yeah, I was blown away by the speed. It's so fast. I mean, look at this. I'm so impressed.
Impress नहुने त कुरै भएन. Fastest internet speed, best service र free Wi-Fi Express ले नेपालकै #1 internet service provider बनेको छ Whirling.
Oh, the team is great too.
The partnership has been broken by Syed Munib. Second wicket for Syed Munib. Few times he has been wavered with his line and length. He has adjusted very well. The new batter is Fiaz Ahmed, the right-handed batter.
White ball signalled. Even though Usman Patel was appealing for something. There was absolutely nothing on it. Now Muneeb is cranking up the pace as well. This is vintage Muneeb. For a long period of time, we were thinking that he's not applying any pace to that delivery, not even close to what he can produce. He was concentrating. He's concentrating only in bowling in that channel. Only on bowling in that channel, that corridor of uncertainty. Started off very waywardly though.
The same surface, the bowlers like Junaid Siddiqui and Zahur Khan yesterday, they were finding it hard to get that extra bounce. But look at Syed Muneeb. He's generating that pace as well as getting that bounce from the surface. Wrist position has been excellent. Couple of wickets to his name. Runs in Syed Muneeb.
Oh, good ball. There's a bit of movement for Syed Muneeb that he suddenly finds in the 31st over. And there we are, twinning. I'll tell you what, and we had no clue that we were going to be wearing this color, right? I had no clue about your wardrobe for sure.
It's all about blue. The three commentators unknowingly wearing the same color.
This is another wide here. Muneeb is going to curtail the extras column. He's been feeding the extras column. And Muneeb has developed a liking to this particular end as well. That's why most of the time when he's bowling, it's Rahat the umpire. It's that phase of the game. It's that phase of the game where Muneeb is trying to wait for the right time for the batter to commit a mistake. I would really like him to make the batter commit a mistake by being at him all the time. That's the way Muneeb usually bowls. And this is a little better because he's making the batter commit to a shot. I wonder what the plan is this time around. Is it a reaction to what happened in the previous game? I don't know. Oh, very well tried. Putting in his 100%. Sticking his tongue out as well as he was losing balance. $93 for 3.
Litmus cable quality में number 1 होने को राज हो advanced German technology. Litmus cable quality में number 1.
The first 50 took 77 balls. That's the longest that it took for the 50s, if you would see. Slightly short. And Sohail's putting that away any day of the week. Adnan Idris hasn't started this over well.
First boundary conceded by Adnan Idris. Look at that on the back foot. The jiffy sends this towards the fence. Moves to 34 with that boundary, and Bahrain moves to 97.
It's been a very, very quiet 100 whenever they get there. That's what it shall be. Oh, edge undertaken. This is so rewarding. It's one of the most rewarding forms of picking up a wicket for any leg spinner to a right-hander. And he's picked up the big fish at this stage. It's Sohail walking back after some resistance of 60 deliveries.
Flighted, invited, getting the turn. Excellent catch. Was dipping in front of Aslam.
I think he's been asked to wait there, Mudassir, just to see if the ball has carried. A different angle will tell us if it's gone straight into the palms of Aslam or if there was a bit of bounce. And remember, when you're fielding at slip, you yourself as a fielder do not know if it's bounced just in front of you. Adnan Idris is praying that it carried. Aslam. Looks like he is fine. Looks like the fingers have come underneath it. Kuwait wait. And I think they're not going to disperse in despair. They're going to jump up in joy right now, because they know that this is a wicket. The beautiful drift of Adnan Idris. That's produced the goods. No, not out. Not out. It's bounced a little. That's what the umpires have decided, and that is the final say. Meet is bewildered. Usman cannot believe it. Everyone wearing the Kuwait jersey right now, they're looking at each other wondering, can you pinch me? Sohail survives the outside edge. Wait a minute, now the finger's gone up. Now the finger's gone up. And I think this is the right decision as well, as it landed straight into the palms of Aslam. And now the dejection. In matter of 5 seconds, Kuwait and Bahrain, both of them have faced the entire spectrum of emotions.
This has been the trend lately. The umpires giving not out, then changing their decision in a fraction of seconds. What matters is the wicket. Sohail Ahmed, both set batsmen now back to the pavilion. Sohail following Junaid quickly makes 34 of 60 deliveries with the help of 5 boundaries. 97 for 4.
Litmus cable quality में number 1 होने को राज हो advanced German technology. Litmus cable quality में number 1.
Come on, Danny. Come on, Danny. Like that only, one turn only enough, one turn enough.
Kuwait very successfully breaking the partnership by picking up Junaid first, and now Sohail's back in the hut to outbox the skipper. Haider. Excellent stop by Ravija. He's a strong man. Puts in a lot of effort in the gym, and when he hits the ball, it stays hit. Straight to the field. Shiraz is one of the best fielders in the side. Today the field setting has been a little different. If you'd see, yesterday the captains opted for a backward point and not point, and today there is point. The lovely flight of Adnan Idris. It's been shown the way through the gap on the offside for a single. Clinto, the addition to the side, is still new to Kuwait cricket at the international level. He want to utilize this opportunity to prove a point, to cement his place in the side. Clinto, extremely talented, and I've also been told that he's also a wicket-keeping option just in case, but of course there's Meet waiting in the ranks in case Usman's not all right.
Nicely bowled. Successful over. And look at that. This was the second delivery of the over, Suhad. The first delivery, he bowled ugly, went for a run, then came back to that regulation leg break, getting that the right channel and the turn. What a brilliant catch.
Terrific catch indeed. So satisfying when you take a catch like that as a captain, because you yourself have set the field. You're at the core of that plan. 98 for 4.
Bego kodera meto azata hunsa ki hikas. Kok sangana
32 overs, 98 for 4. Now this game's drifting a little bit towards Kuwait again. Otherwise as well, they never lost grasp, but it's just that Bahrain was showing great resistance. I thought he played that shot like an afterthought. Adnan Idris, as he collects the ball, he'll be mighty proud of the way he came back in that over. Hit away for 4 first ball, and you rightly pointed out, he resorted to his stock delivery, which is the leg spinner, the leg break, and that lovely drift as the ball comes in, drops, makes him play the wrong line as well. The outside edge is taken, the catch is taken, and then the drama unfolds. More drama after the catch was taken.
Very watchful Fiaz, this time off the mark, and with that single, Bahrain gets to 100. The 33rd over for the loss of 4 wickets. This is the advantage when you have the technology in these kinds of tournaments, Suhas. That camera work, excellent camera work. Full marks should be given to our production team, and correcting at the right time, the on-field umpire changing his decision, make sure it has been given out. And that is why I always believe that you need to use the technology, which always benefits both the team.
What's going to benefit Munib here? Target the batter. Very relaxed character, Fiaz. The best thing for Kuwait right now is that Bahrain do want to attack. They understand that they've consumed a lot of dot deliveries, but there are 2 new men at the crease, and it'll take a little bit of time for them to get settled. And the only way Munib can unsettle the batter or keep them that way, the batters, then he's got to follow them. He's going to attack them. Not bowl in the corridor of uncertainty again and play the waiting game. That's one perspective. Oh, he gave the width. Hit on the up. Beautiful shot. Fiaz is not going to miss out on an opportunity if it's in a slot.
No way he played that shot. It was not a bad delivery, but look at that shot, getting the timing right, the placement right. It was hit hard and getting a boundary for his team. Fiaz.
The ball is something that the umpire wants to look at now. Umpire Rahat just making sure that the ball shape hasn't changed. Fiaz hit it really hard as well. Watches it go. Fiaz in no mood to go chasing at it.
Bending his back and hitting the deck hard. Syed Munib, very watchful. Fiaz let it go, got that boundary. And if he can stay for yet another 10 or 11 overs, he might make the difference here. Fiaz. Big lad, loves to play those big shots.
Standing outside the crease as well, Mudassir. To throw Munib off his length. Now that's a good single. Knows that the boundary has been collected in the over. Pick up a single. Retain strike. 2 quick runners between the wickets as well there. 106 for 4.
Congestion ahead. You are on the fastest route. Rerouting. Rerouting. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual channel ABS.
You've reached your destination.
Come on, Danny.
You could see the lack of partnerships being a problem as well for Bahrain. The only one that lasted for 97 deliveries was when Junaid and Sohail got together. Hit him a little bit. Every Kuwait fan would want Adnan Idris to be all right because he can provide the balance required with a bat in hand as well. Adnan Idris, a fighter in the true sense of the word. And I just love the fact that someone who comes in with so much reputation as well had to wait for his opportunity. That tells you the health of the side. Wasn't a part of the playing 11 in the first game.
A right decision made by the management to get Adnan Idris into the squad. Trying to get that googly easy pickup for Haider. Looking at the way he's batting, Haider Ali, it's like he wants to go after each and every delivery, hitting it hard.
And the fact that the ball's stopping a little bit before turning is not going to be easy. Very interested in seeing how Haider reacts to this as well. A good player of spin, Haider. However, it's Fayaz on strike. Someone like Veerapatiran and Satya has to come in and donk the ball to all parts of the ground. He needs a launch pad, and that's not been created yet by Bahrain. I just realized Veerapatiran is number 12 today. He's not in the side. Correction. That's an interesting option as well now. Without Veerapatiran, they're missing out on the bowling. Who's coming in then? 34 overs gone. 109 for 4. It's time to replenish fluids. It's a warm sunny day here in Kathmandu, Mulpani Cricket Ground. As some
Dada, बाहिर भाइरस छ
नडराउ मात्र पम्प रब छु गर्दियो भाइरसलाई
पम्प रब छु
हो लाइफबॉय ह्यान्ड वाशले मार्छ 99.9% भाइरसेस त्यसैले पम्प रब छु संसारकै नम्बर 1 सेलिङ जर्म प्रोटेक्सन सोप ब्रान्ड
क्वालिटीमा नम्बर 1 हुनुको राज के हो
नेपालकै सबैभन्दा ठुलो केबल फ्याक्ट्री पूर्ण डायमिटरको पक्का ग्यारेन्टी
यसको पनि त राज होला
यो त नब्राजले राज हो एडभान्स जर्मन टेक्नोलोजी
पता लाग्यो राज हो एडभान्स जर्मन टेक्नोलोजी
वाह राजेश दाइ
लिटमस केबल को राज रहेछ एडभान्स
गुणस्तरको पहिचान लिटमस केबल क्वालिटीमा नम्बर 1
Bajaj Pulsar presents ACC Men's Premier Cup. Hygiene partner Lifebuoy. Internet partner WorldLink. Uplifting partner Coca-Cola. Title sponsor
Pulsar N160 with dual channel ABS.
You've reached your destination.
Hygiene partner
तपाईलाई सुरक्षा दिन्छ World's #1 selling germ protection soap brand.
Internet partner
छिटो बनेकै WorldLink.
Uplifting partner 10 countries, 24 matches. Live from TU and Mulpani ground. Watch live on YouTube on OSR Sports. Bajaj Pulsar presents ACC Men's Premier Cup. Hygiene partner Lifebuoy. Internet partner WorldLink. Uplifting partner Coca-Cola.
Congestion ahead. You are on the fastest route. Rerouting. Rerouting. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual channel ABS.
You've reached your destination.
109 for 4 in 34 overs. Fiaz yet to get into the 2 figures, but he's been the quickest of the lot to get to 8 as well. Everyone has been playing a quiet innings. Haidar's been playing a responsible innings, was what I would like to say. Still early to call that. Just 8 deliveries Haider is faced, but can he play a captain's innings here? Build a partnership, build that launch pad, and along with Fiaz, if they can get that big total, which from here looks to be 140, 150 runs added the next 16 overs. That's 90 balls, just about 90, 96 balls for you. It's a matter of 1 big over to get that momentum going, but I don't think they're going to attack Yasin here, who's given away nothing. 7 runs in 38 deliveries. Fabulous from Yasin. He was just weaving a web around the batters. No one could middle the ball. It wasn't for the lack of intent. They tried attacking him a couple of times in which the ball went straight up in the air, but it's only Yasin's fault that he wasn't able to take that catch. I'm just wondering what works for Yasin that the batters are unable to find a way to score a run of him. Now they eventually have found a way. But the big shots are a thing of past. Is it the length? Is it the line? Or is it also the pace at which he's bowling? The fact that it's turning a little more? What do you think has been working for Yasin?
So I think the key is the line and length, and moreover, as a bowler, getting the turn with that new ball, making the batters, pushing them to the back foot, surprising them with those extra turn with the new ball, especially that single. Nelson on board.
Oh, Meath has got to run and cover a lot of distance. Will he get there? He won't. In the gap. Beautifully played. Fiaz will get another boundary. And that's the first boundary, I think, of Yasin, which has been hit with a lot of might. Otherwise, I don't think the bat has ever found the middle of the ball or middle of the bat. The fielders have been extremely good on the offside eventually when they found it, but not on the leg side this time around. Beautifully placed by Fiaz.
Every batter struggled against Yasin Patel, but look how easily he managed to put in the gap. A boundary for Fiaz. Thought of a single, no chance of that with the dot delivery. 35 gone, 115 for 4.
Congestion ahead. You are on the fastest route. Rerouting. Rerouting. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual channel ABS.
You've reached your destination.
Come on guys, lazy guys. Not easy here, not easy, don't give easy runs.
$115 for 4 in 35 overs. They've just got to move on, Bahrain. And I think it is the inflection point. And from here on, you will see more runs being scored every over. A watchful Haider leaves this delivery going away from him. Adnan Idris is any spin connoisseur's favorite. I'm joined by Shamim in the commentary box. If you're a lover of spin, you're going to love Adnan Idris for the guile, for everything put together. A complete package.
Yeah, I noticed that. In addition, I'm very impressed with virtually all the spinners on view, except maybe one of them who went for a few runs. The others have been taking advantage of the obvious turn that's in evidence here. That's when sort of a normal kind of spin bowler becomes a great one in troubling the batters. You need that little bit of help from the pitch, which has been there for all to see. But I'll tell you what, this couple, the partnership between Fiaz and Haider, looks more to try and get the runs than the previous partnership. It really bogged them down. really put the pressure on.
Good line, Danny. Acha line, Danny.
In the initial phase, they were dot balls because the batters were not even trying to go for the big shots or a shot in the first place. Now they're dot balls even though there's intent to hit. 36 overs gone, 115 for 4.
Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Come on, boys.
दादा बाहिर भाइरस छ
नडराउ मात्र पम्प रब छु गर्दियो भाइरसलाई
पम्प रब छु
हो लाइफ बोय ह्यान्ड वाशले मार्छ 99.9% भाइरसेस त्यसैले पम्प रब छु संसारकै नम्बर 1 सेलिङ जर्म प्रोटेक्सन सोप ब्रान्ड
That gap on the offside, once he does, he'll know that the world is a lovely place. And Yasin Patel is just weaving a web.
He has really troubled the batters right from ball number 1 and a continuation of the same. I think this will be a straight through the remaining overs to complete his quota of 10. And he keeps on floating the balls in right from the word go. You know, I was mentioning earlier in commentary that as a bowler who's given the new ball, as a spinner comes into bowl, you tend to zip the ball through, try to use maybe the seam to a little bit to get a bit of extra bounce, but not the purchase. You're searching for the purchase right from ball 1. So refreshing to see the attitude, because in fact that's a quicker one through the air, an appeal as an afterthought because the keeper appeal. The point is, you'd go more for this kind of bowling than what he did earlier, the quicker ones. And that shows that he's got that confidence in himself in trying to just field the wicket. As soon as he got the result, he stuck to it.
In this phase of the game, he's not attacking the stumps much compared to the previous one, isn't it? But he's still inviting Faiz to go for the big shot. Just not. Is it a crime to concede a run, Yasin? 115 for 4.
Congestion ahead. You are on the fastest route. Rerouting. Rerouting. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual channel ABS.
You've reached your destination.
Litmus cable quality में number 1 होने को राज हो advanced German technology. Litmus cable quality में number 1.
One 5 for 4, 170 dot balls. Clearly more intent had to be shown, but they were terrific, Kuwait. Bahrain will...
You want to let those go in the 38th over? You've got to show some effort to go after that.
Come on,
The
Danny.
umpire says it's okay because he went to smell it, the batter.
And then I think it was within those tram lines, the guidelines that indicate whether it's going to be a wide or not. It must have been pretty close to it. But I was just talking about the intent of the batters. Just seem to be going through the motions at the moment. Really surprising. Go for it. Throw caution to the wind. That's the way of going about it.
That should break the shackles. And there's something to think about now for Adnan. He might reduce the flight as the ball's getting a little more flight than required in terms of Adnan. What a good shot that one is. Pouncing on it despite a fielder lurking in the deep.
That's the way to go about it. You've got to take a few chances here and there, but if you trust yourself, trust the swing of the bat, the contact with the bat at the right sweet spot, you more often than not are going to end up with the ball that the umpire has to have a look at because it's been tonked away. See if there's any part of the ball that's been damaged, and also hitting one of the advertising hoardings in the deep. It's wise to take a good look before you hand it back to the bowler.
He slapped this one straight down the crowd. It's going to be 4 more. Jasmine Meet was moved a little wider. He has slapped it as straight as possible. Either getting a move on.
Just what the doctor ordered. Just getting bogged down, getting behind the asking a required rate that set for themselves in their mind. But this is a terrific strike. This strapple, straight as an apple. Well, straight as an arrow, I should say. I tried to rhyme there. Almost got a mistake going.
I can imagine that arrow going through the apple, something that we've seen.
It can be a risky ploy. Mr. Tell would tell you about it.
Come on, Danny. You would also be thinking about the doctor advising you to eat one so that you keep him away, because that's also something that the doctor ordered.
Nice, very good words. Now, this is terrific. This is what Bahrain have been looking for in the last few overs, and this has been taken apart. Good looking shot to finish the over. A big over. That's what they needed. He didn't have a chance. Maybe he didn't quite sight the trajectory of the ball there, but went racing away. 129 for 4.
Oh, it's not connecting. I lost it again, man. It's just not connecting, yes.
Hey, coach. We always connect.
अब डेटाको खर्च मजाले टर्छ वर्ल्डलिंक युजरहरूलाई जहाँ पनि फ्री अनलिमिटेड इन्टरनेट विथ वर्ल्डलिंक वाइफाई एक्सप्रेस
हो लाइफ बोय ह्यान्ड वाशले मार्छ 99.9% भाइरसेस त्यसैले पम्प रब छु संसारकै नम्बर 1 सेलिङ जर्म प्रोटेक्सन सोप ब्रान्ड
So many layers of green that you see here just warms my heart. It's one of the most beautiful places that I've ever been to cover cricket. And the people, the hospitality. Yasin Patel. It's a very good throw actually, but he's made it. Yasin Patel is not turning the ball extravagantly in this session of play.
Don't really have to turn it extravagantly if the batters are paying too much respect to your ordinary balls, and that's been the case previously. Unfortunately, there have been some excellent balls, but there have been a few that they could have taken advantage of, which they missed out. That's where the problem started early on.
Shamim just begs the question, are the batters playing the reputation that Yasin's earned 30 minutes ago?
Well, they should not. I mean, much more better position they were in at the start of game. You can be a little apprehensive early on. You can't just let your mind sort of wonder whether you're going to take a risk or not. But that period is gone. This is the time you're going to throw caution to the wind, be a little more proactive with your approach. Even there, the defensive push was more like a defensive broad, smothering the spin, trying to survive. This is at least an attempt to get a move on.
Absolutely right. I think there's been a shift from prodding and poking to a full flourish of the bat.
Just mentioning the greenery around here. A little bit dusty on occasions, but a bit of haze. I understand so there's some forest fires just on and off. Not very severe. It adds to that. Another ball to be bowled. But I tell you what, a fellow commentator who is at the TU ground, Andrew, if you mention the greenery, he would say there's 40 shades of green in Ireland, mate.
39 overs gone. 1-3-2 for 4.
Congestion ahead. You are on the fastest route. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual channel ABS.
You've reached your destination.
Come on, boys. Yes, sir.
14 for Fiaz, either 20 or 22. A flurry of boundaries in the previous over that he faced was kept off strike most of the times in Yasin's over. That's just concluded. 132 for 4. 11 overs left. 6 wickets in hand. The wait shall be over. The backlifts, they got to get bigger. It's time for that. Adnan Idris to turn the ball away from the righty. And to turn it this much, well, that's okay, says the umpire.
I suppose touch and go there. Bowler will be happy with that decision.
If you have a look at it again, you just realize the way keeper collected it and where he finished. He actually finished in his keeping position in the pitch alongside.
There he goes, not too happy. Not really miss getting the ball in the right part of the bat. Immediately throws his head up. But definite change in attitude and approach, which is needed after this. Just the last 10 overs to be bowled out. A good ball deserves a defensive shot, a shot of respect. But they have let some freebies go away. Now the reverse into effect, and he's got a hell of it. And it's almost going the distance, not quite sure. It has gone for 6. Well, a reverse for 6 is a spectacular shot.
Sweet timing. It's a power as well. It's a power. Look at it go the distance. The left-handed fares is equally effective. Both the batters in their 20s.
Just looking at that, did he switch? I think it was a switch hit, I think there was. Just not an ordinary reverse. It's covered in the deep. A switch is when you change hands, you actually go and try and bat the way a right-hander would bat and make it a natural sweep for that.
140 for 4, and we'll talk more on that.
Dada, बाहिर भाइरस छ
नडराउ मात्र पम्प रब छु गर्दियो भाइरसलाई
पम्प रब छु
हो लाइफ बोय ह्यान्ड वाशले मार्छ 99.9% भाइरसेस त्यसैले पम्प रब छु संसारकै नम्बर 1 सेलिङ जर्म प्रोटेक्सन सोप ब्रान्ड
175 is what they'll get to with 3.5. I think they have in mind over 220. And they can get a lot more if Haider and Faiz, both of them, decide to launch the ball up and away on a regular basis. The switch hit. So we just saw go for 6 from Faiz. Would have given him a lot of confidence. Of course, that sort of brings us back to the question as to the bowler on top of his mark is thinking he's bowling to a right-hander. The captain of the opposition has set a field for the right-hander, and then suddenly he played the switch hit, which is so very effective. But something to lament for the fielding team.
At the same time, I mean, I understand the point. You think that it might be a little bit of an advantage in allowing that switch to be made, but got to take into consideration it's always a premeditated shot, and any premeditated shot has that element of risk. So that sort of negates whatever sort of advantage is going to the batter, because he is playing a high risk shot. More often than not, we've seen the reverse landing up in someone's hands quite comfortably. So I think it just balances things out.
LHS is equal to RHS. Oh, good ball. Went quickly to the captain, but he was anticipating that shot. Last delivery. Yasin Patel's kept it tight even when the batters are coming after him. Very tidy over from Yasin Patel as he finishes off with no wickets to show, but just 19 runs given away and a lot of trouble to the opposition as well. 1 4 3 for 4.
Congestion ahead. You are on the fastest route. Rerouting. Rerouting. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual channel ABS.
You've reached your destination.
Litmus cable quality में number 1 होने को राज हो advanced German technology. Litmus cable quality में number 1.
(23 or 35 of Fairs and Haidar's 22 or 26. They tried to get their move on, but against Yasin it wasn't working. Now that Yasin's bowled out, that's a threat that they don't have to worry about anymore. The 9 overs that are left, they've got to maximize the score from 143 to as much as possible. On a track that's turning square, you give a little bit of a cushion to your bowlers, you never know.
It's getting to that 200 mark, which seemed very distant at one point in time, seems to be there. I was in my usual, earlier stint, I was really apprehensive of the fact that they'd go anywhere near the 200 mark. Now, at least they've made that movement required. Shahrukh Kudus, 3 overs, just the lone wicket. And here's also a little bit tardy on occasions, did get the wicket, but he did generate the pace that was needed to complement Yasin. There's a flight coming in to the Tribhuvan airport here at Kathmandu, where we all flew in.
I'm just wondering if you're on that particular flight, what beautiful views would be getting.
Actually, on the flight in, we were told by the skipper of the Bangladesh Biman flight I came in by, you could, as soon as we entered Nepal territory, you could see the Himalayas in on the right side of the plane. Those who are sitting on the right can look out.
Lucky you.
Seeing the Himalayan range.
Lucky you. There I was sandwiched between 2 people on the left side. This is a land shot, real shot. You're going to see more of the bigger shots now. I'm absolutely clear, because both of them have shown the intentions to go for the big shots, and as apart from that, they've also been showing the world that they feel more settled now. Look at him count with the fingers, something that we talked about with Vritya's wicket yesterday as well. It's a habit that he's going to cultivate very soon. A cross-seam delivery from Shahrukh Kudus, who believes a lot more in the variations during the death. There is a man in the deep, but it's been placed so beautifully that he has no chance.
He did play that ramp to perfection. He had to really reach for that. Have another look at this. Haider did exceedingly well. There's quite a bit of bounce off the track by Shahrukh, who's managed to get that. Yeah, he loved playing that. It's just angling away at the same time. Look at this. The height is off the ground. And he's got that bat pointing, angling away, taking it away from that third man fielder. Nicely executed shot that. And again, shot outside the off stump. You are asking to be punished here with that kind of deliveries, Shahrukh, and he's paying the price for it.
Shahrukh's been the most expensive, if you'd say. Becoming a little too predictable and not having the cushion to bowl that again.
Come on, boys, come on, boys. Boys.
And Haider is a strong man as well.
Come on, guys.
There's a lot of wrist that he brings into play usually. Just wonder if Kudus is going to give any pace to this one at all.
Similar kind of bowls. I really can't understand this short pitched outside the off stump kind of line. You've been hit for a couple of boundaries. You essentially need to get in a little closer, a little more up to the wicket in terms of lengths. It's been rather tardy, and this is the time when, as a batting unit, you want to take the advantage with the bowler not having self-confidence and control in yourself.
I think Aslam is also suggesting the same thing. Try and make him score a little on the leg side. Here you've got the protection that you require there as well. There is a deep mid-wicket. There is a man just in front to square in the deep. Now we've moved a little back. So Ravi just underwent a deep point just in case he bowls that length again. Try and attack the stumps this time. Oh well, this is as cheeky as it can get. Fayaz just opening the face of the bat with third man inside the circle. Shah Rukh is losing the plot.
This is delectable. You see, after the power hitting, what does he do? He waits, opens the face at the last moment, takes his time. He tried to slow it down and getting a little closer, but what about that? Deft touch. Nice. Some combination of some luster hits and that delicate touch. Smooth as silk.
It's the first ball that he's put on the stumps today. In this over, rather. Shah Rukh. And that was dealt with nicely. It was a slower delivery, no hurry whatsoever. Fayaz picking up a single to retain strike. 158 for 4.
Dada, बाहिर भाइरस छ
नडराउ मात्र पम्प रब छु गर्दियो भाइरसलाई
पम्प रब छु
हो लाइफबोय ह्यान्ड वाशले मार्छ 99.9% भाइरसेस त्यसैले पम्प रब छु संसारकै नम्बर 1 सेलिङ जर्म प्रोटेक्सन सोप ब्रान्ड
After Yunus departed without troubling the scorer, Shahbaz was next. Junaid and Sohail put together a good partnership, but they were very slow in which they approached the game. And when Sohail wanted to express himself, he found himself back in the hut due to a brilliant delivery from Adnan Idris. Fayaz and Haider, they've shown some resistance, but it's time for them to create the crescendo finish. 158 for 4.
Munib with a couple of wickets. He's a little tardy with his lines early on, came back nicely, brought that control back that was required. And that's a Jaffa to start off with. Really had the batsman having a little nibble at that one. Very fortunate not to get a touch.
Very well bowled. Syed Munib. He's a completely changed bowler in terms of the approach. Someone who used to run in and intimidate the batter. He's changed that aspect of it. He's not attacking the stumps much. He's bowling in the corridor of uncertainty. It's worked for him for sure in 6.1. If you can churn out figures like 25 for 2 wickets, then you've done a tremendous job. But, of course, he's a changed bowler. It might be for the better, might be for the worse. Today, it's definitely for the better.
I don't know, I haven't seen him before, but did he sort of just even change his run-up as we see an opportunity to get a run-out in? Yeah, just the way he ambles in now. Maybe when you said it was in your face more and quicker, he would have run in a little quicker, with more rhythmic, with the strides a little longer, which doesn't seem to be the case. He's bowling within himself now.
Almost starting from the edge of the 30-yard circle, and his follow-through finished in the face of the batter almost. All that's changed. Reminds me a little bit of Munaf Patel in the way his career panned out. Started it as a very quick bowler, then concentrated on line and length. Attempted Yorker there, but Haider is a little peeved with Fayaz.
Just going back to Munib, the way he's changed his style of bowling, I'd say would come from the fact that the realization of him getting a little older maybe, and in terms of fitness regime, he might be just struggling a little bit, and realizing that the best option is to just slow down the speed, depend on accuracy more than pace, which would not necessarily give you the results. So it's just control. It's very rhythmic, it's very balanced, and that's not the best of deliveries. Swung around. That was short, that was asking for trouble.
What a shot from Fayaz. fabulous. On the front foot, pulled away to perfection. Oh, that's a 6 that has sent a statement to the opposition. And just a word on Munib, he was the fastest. It still is, I think. It's the fastest in Kuwait.
Doesn't look that fast to me.
That's the way he started off, as I said, the fastest in Kuwait at a point of time.
So he's just trying to be more accurate. But unfortunately, that couple of balls back, the batter really getting a fancy to him. But it will happen once in a while. But that realization I was telling you about, also the guidance from the skipper, hand on the shoulder with what you need to do. But overall, even out of the ground, out of the match, the think tank, the coaches, they would be telling you, the physio would be telling you, right, it's time that you cut down on your pace because your body is not maybe 100% attuned for that kind of bowling. Depend on accuracy, and that's the way to go about it at the moment for him.
That seems to be the case. I think the coach would have had a word with him. That this is what we need for the team at this stage of the game. Not the raw pace. 167 for 4.
Congestion ahead. You are on the fastest route. Rerouting. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual channel ABS. Yes.
You've reached your destination.
I'm just amazed by the performance. It's the best I've experienced.
So reliable, so consistent, no sir?
Yeah. I was blown away by the speed. It's so fast. I mean, look at this. I'm so impressed.
इम्प्रेस नहुने त कुरै भएन फास्टेस्ट इन्टरनेट स्पिड बेस्ट सर्भिस र फ्री वाइफाई एक्सप्रेसले नेपालकै नम्बर 1 इन्टरनेट सर्भिस प्रोभाइडर बनेको छ वर्ल्डलिंक.
Oh, the team is there too.
By that big finish that they look. Looking for Fiaz and Haider more than capable of going for the big shots. Fiaz has just shown what a shot on the on the front foot can look like, even if the ball's slightly shorter. Up against Muneeb. Very Rohit Sharma-like.
This is a partnership that's turned things around. Just going back to the beginning of the innings, when it looked that they're going to be real trouble for Bahrain, but look at the way they've come back. Particularly this partnership has shown the way. I think it's the attitude, it's the approach. It's been very refreshing. It's been a game-changing one, and it might just take them to a position of strength here.
Wants to